Top 20 tiny, DEGEN, diversified crypto altcoins with the potential to 1000x. Also, what is happening in the market right now? Should we be expecting an enormous sell-off because of FTX? And what other negative news could bring down markets for September? All of this and more coming up in today's video in 3, 2, 1. Watch me buy, make 1000x. Would you like to learn the top 20 DEGEN diversified crypto altcoins with the potential to deliver a 1000x return? In this video, am going to be presenting to you high risk, extremely high risk DEGEN standard crypto altcoins that have got explosive potential to deliver high reward should they nail it in the next bull market. Also, what is happening with the cryptocurrency market presently? And are those buy opportunities going to be coming very, very soon? All of this and more coming up in today's video here with me, the Suppoman, your superhero of 100 to 1000x altcoin gems. I have found them in my 6 years of history on YouTube. I have presented these cryptocurrencies before they were famous, before they made explosive gains, and I am looking to find the next era of explosive gains in cryptocurrency. If you want to go on that journey with me, then make sure that if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on my channel. And if you love content like this, where I deliver gems for free, then make sure that you smash a like. Just like that. Press that like button. It's no effort. You're watching me anyway. Just press it. It's nice and easy, and it animates for you. Also, if you want to know exactly what I am DCAing into, and I have been providing that data exclusively to those in my DCA Telegram group, then you will want to join this course for $9.99 wherever you're buying it. $9.99, £9.99. And then what you do, because lots of people ask me, how do you join that Telegram community? You just go to the final lecture. Buy announcements Telegram, it's there. Click it, gives you the link. You join that group. There's 1,000 in it right now, and I hope that there are more that benefit from not only seeing what am I buying, what are the prices I'm buying at, what exchanges am I buying on, but also my pearls of wisdom, which I only deliver either on YouTube or exclusively in my Telegram group. The code is DEGEN10, link in the description. And I've been doing a lot of buying. If you're in that group, I've been doing quite a lot of buying. So people, we have had a very, very interesting week, and I have been buying into the massive falls that have been experienced by a lot of the great and the good cryptocurrencies that I am eyeing up for the next bull market. And a lot of them are going to be in the cryptos I'm going to be discussing in this video. But we have seen some incredible prices. I was able to buy Avalanche at $9.10. What? Aptos has gone under $5. Optimism is going more towards $1. Near Protocol has been $1.05 lately. Arbitrum has been 72 cents. And the list goes on. There have been bargains galore. And you're probably saying, Suppoman, why are you buying? I like to buy and get exposure to the cryptocurrencies that I am loving, because you never know when that bottom is going to come, and I don't want to miss it. It happened in December. I was buying in December, even though I was predicting a recession was going to be coming latter stages of 2023. I was buying in December, which now actually feels like a mistake. But in February, I was making 3 to 10x on those investments. And I did sell quite a lot of the profits that I was making at that time. And now I have got an increased amount of stables, and I'm just inching in. Because I'm looking to make $13,000 for every $100 invested as a minimum. And that equals 130x. I am looking for every $10,000 to be able to make 1.3 million. 1.3 million. So, I am not looking to mess up this particular bull market coming up. And it is going to be at some point coming up where we've yet to see whether the 4-year cycle is going to be essentially null and void for this particular bear market very, very shortly. Because we're going to see in the mid part of 2024 if the market responds how it always responds after a halving. If the 4-year cycle stays intact, then a big amount of money is going to be made. Because I believe that in between now and then, which is it's about 8 months, 9 months. Between now and then, what's going to happen is we are going to have a recession. In my opinion, we're going to be having regulation that is tightening already. We're already having countries that are creating, rejecting, and forming policies for the crypto market moving forward, investing and trading moving forward across major countries. So that is going to have an impact on what goes up. We're likely to be having an ETF granted after the big bear stages, because this is going to present an opportunity for the big money to get into the two major assets, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum, at what I believe to be this cycle's low, which we haven't yet had, in my opinion. So, When that happens, that is when it's going to be all systems go. And in my opinion, the last of the aggressive bull markets, because next time it's going to be regulated. This is where I see the dot-com boom and bust happening in this next cycle, which is where everything has a last hurrah. And then the next bull market is probably going to be concentrated on the strongest alts, which at that time I imagine will be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and a few others, right? A few others. But I think that this next cycle is a pure one cycle wonder where you invest, you hold to the top, you sell. That's it. Never touch those, possibly again. All right. So before we move on, because this is going to be a beauty of a video, I am now going to say hello to you guys. Who has turned up? Who's first in the chat? So make sure you say hello, guys, if you haven't yet been captured by the Suppoman's attention. So Johnny Bacco, Andrew, NC Bims, Ronnie, Merlin, Zizo Who, Chris, Reverend Flashback, B Davis, Lola Forever, Ellen, Lindsay, Powell, Williams, Dan the Crypto Man, Lydia, Raymond, Chimichanga, Adam, Syed, Sim, The Cuckoo's in the Nest, Mansour, Ivo. By the way, if you're watching this on playback, then fast forward maybe 2 or 3 minutes for this bit. Red for Danger, Mohammed, Ivo, Stephen N, Carlos, Lizette, Ray, Reddy, Christopher, Hardick, Springnon, Woe, Ed Venus, Outback Crypto, Ica, Meta, Vida, Rafael, Carlos, Antonio, J.U., Ahmed, Demuth, Denosta, Cora, Maya, Kenny, Jordan, Ruzel's Journey to Achieving Financial Freedom, Mr. Bud, Jan. Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. Michael, Khalid, Kenny, Daniel, The Fallen, Blake, Dejan, Emiliado, Pankaj, Kranpa, Peter, Tony, Sunboy, Baz, Lobs, Ryan, SGT, DJ Didge, More Nora, Shahiria, Namdi, Luca, MH. What happened? Oh, Crypto Goals, Ari, Crypto Mel, The Black Day, Bertram, Analyst Shaq, God, Zamir, House of Dre, Finn T, Keep It 100, John. You can see from Australia. Where are you guys? Where are you guys watching from? I'd be keen to know that. Burz, Ghost, Walperian, Catalane, Vincente, Crypto and Share with Deruve, Walperion Music, Roshan. Is Cake and Kronos a good play for the next bull run? I would say that you will find out the answer to the first suggestion during this video. And as for Kronos, well, yes and no. As far as I'm concerned, Kronos is more than just a... Well, it's mainly an exchange. So Crypto.com or Kronos is mainly an exchange. So this is a place where you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies. But it's more than that. It's also a layer 1. It is a payments app as well. So Crypto.com is trying to establish itself as one of the big payment apps of crypto. In fact, right now it is the biggest payment app of crypto. And it, therefore, by being multifaceted, protects itself from being merely a CEX play or a centralized exchange play. So whilst Crypto.com during this bear market has come under scrutiny, there has been a lot of FUD about it. You know, whilst we've had Binance, Coinbase, and all the other exchanges have received some deal of FUD during this whole bear market. Kronos hedges by being multifaceted. So in that respect, yes, I personally foresee Kronos, well, Crypto.com as an entity not too big to fail, but I mean, they own so much in terms of sporting events and sponsorships. They've blown a load of budget on visibility that I do foresee that they are really trying to position themselves as a bit like Coinbase. You know, as a way of getting the retail investor into crypto, having exposure to crypto. So I think it can last, personally. Do I think it's got the most explosive gains ahead of it? Potentially. But I think some of the things that have made Kronos not the greatest investment is the debit card that you could get, the crypto debit card, and they took away a lot of benefits. So until they do something that actually makes it worthwhile, having the debit card, staking the Kronos token, then it probably may not be so explosive. But they tend to bring these things back during a bull market. So essentially, try and get into Kronos, in my opinion, at around about 1 to 2 cents or 1.5 cents. I think that'll probably be quite optimal. So where are you guys watching from? So Ireland, France, USA, Birmingham, Belgium, Ireland, Germany, Baltimore, Australia, New York City, Croatia, Amsterdam. Are you on the... Asheville, Vancouver, Croatia, the Netherlands, Greece, Swansea, Norway, Scotland, Ghana, UK, Guildford. Super community will be millionaires in 2024-2025. I will attempt to navigate you as best possible. Ghana, Spain, Greece, India, San Francisco, Ukraine, Serbia, Panama, Monaco. Nice. Orlando, Abu Dhabi, Maidstone, Dublin, Groningen, Germany, Florida, Quebec, Cape Town, Portugal. Awesome. Chicago, Los Angeles. I can love this. Sheffield. You got Los Angeles and Sheffield. It's hilarious. The Milky Way. Ohio, Nebworth, Philadelphia, Slovenia, Anglesey, Panama City, Bangladesh, Adana, Ohio. Right, okay, people. So, let's get started. So, I'm going to go on to the most pressing matter, which is this. Okay, so today is the day that FTX got court approval to liquidate 3.4 billion worth of cryptocurrency, which comes in the form of Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Aptos, XRP, Bit, which is, I think is that not the Bybit? And then STG, which I don't even know, is that Stargate? Now, this is what I believe, anyway, caused for a panic sell-off, where it was a frenzied sell-off in this last week, Monday, really. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We had a frenzied sell-off where I was seeing prices that I was thinking, oh, this is incredible, to be honest. And a lot of it came from what I would call a sell the rumor, buy the news event. What that means is that the rumor itself causes people to sell it off, right? And that's when you buy it up. So as opposed to in a bull market where you buy the rumor, sell the news. So let's say a major crypto is going to have a major upgrade or a major listing. Then you buy that rumor up to the date of listing and you sell it. And then typically the coin goes right down. I've made a lot of 100x's this way. Like, for instance, Linear Finance, when that got listed on Coinbase, made 100x, sold the lot. And so what you've got in a bear market is you are likely to have a flurry of different sell the rumor, buy the news events, which is that there's panic caused and people anticipate it's going to be worse than it actually is. So they anticipate that the amount that's going to be granted to be sold off is going to lead to an immediate sell-off of these key assets or anything that was held by either FTX or Alameda. Because they've been court approved. However, commence bad takes. This is from Jeff Dorman. I don't follow him, but commence the bad takes on the approval of the sale of FTX assets and in an imminent market decline. If you read the court document, sales are limited to a max of 50 million per week. Require written notice before a sale, and any hedging is at the discretion of the investment manager, presumably Galaxy. And a lot of the sales will actually be, kind of done OTC anyway. So not done via any major exchange, but taken by a kind of OTC, which is not on the exchange, party who will, sell them for a good price. And, and it will have an effect on the market, but it won't necessarily be on any particular exchange that you see the coin crashing down. But just because it's on OTC does not mean that the coin won't come crashing down, because it will. Because you're essentially going to be seeing a huge offloading of the major asset. So there's a bit of truth in both. So whilst there is a giant amount that is there that is liquidatable, and I imagine will be used as a narrative. I think will be kind of positioned as you'll just kind of have liquidation games, and these sell-offs are going to come at a point where cryptos kind of go on a high. So I don't necessarily think, they're just going to sell it all off straight away, and they're going to take advantage of the max limit immediately. But I think this is actually going to be something used to suppress the market and be, again, a tool in the whole chess game being played, which is that the 1% is playing chess against the 99%. And the thing is that the 99% always lose. So you've got to anticipate the moves. And that's why I'm only buying on, real significant lows. So this is really, I believed anyway, an event that would cause what we normally see in September, which is a huge crash. In my first September, it was probably, arguably, the best live stream I ever did. September 15th, 2017, which is when Bitcoin went under 2,000, Ethereum went under $200, and the overall crypto market cap went under $100 billion. And of course, today, that seemed like, it was beautiful those times, because now we're at over 1 trillion. So we've 10x from that point. So really early buyers. But having said that, 10x in 6 years in cryptocurrency is not great, right? So I'm expecting a further fall. I'm expecting an Armageddon of some form. I think possibly not the worst case form, but of some form, which is going to come in the form of regulation, recession, etc. Of course, with recession, could have knock-on effects. So, like you saw with the bottoming that happened, like you've seen with quantitative tightening, that kicked off I suppose, Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, Luna, FTX. Yeah, that was all kicked off by quantitative tightening, and basically a front running of the top of the crypto market, and it got sold off before the actual top. So, this is going to be a challenging bear market where we're going to be seeing moves when you least expect it. So while September is traditionally a month that is going to lead to heavy downside, the market also is rigged against you. So when you think something is going to happen, sometimes it just does not happen, particularly in a bear market. Right, before I move on to any other news pieces, I've had a flurry of super chats. So Johnny Bacco with the sunglasses, I imagine you are. So thank you very much for the €5. I appreciate that. I don't think there were any more super chats, but it seemed like there were more than 2. So let me just... No, there wasn't. There were 2. So, Merlin, I don't have a question. This is a small thank you for all the hard work you put in for us. It's great having you guide us to become crypto millionaires. Merlin, thank you very much for the €24. This is for you.
I wake up every morning, I'm like, oh my God, I'm living in Monaco. I'm living in a dream. Really?
Really?
Yes.
How was the car physically and the tire physically? And how are you physically?
Thank you very much for the appreciation. I do appreciate that lovingly. So thank you very much. And really, yes. I mean, I am what I would say a 1% YouTuber, which is that I am solely focused on making you money. I'm not focused on... I mean, obviously, I want to make money. So what I'm sharing with you is why I'm investing in certain things. And I'm not, a person that, is gonna buy is going to buy super low, tell you about it later. I'm telling you about it way in advance so you can plan your moves. You can decide, do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you agree with it? Or can you even find something similar with similar fundamentals and potential pumpermentals? So I hope that this whole thing is a learning experience whilst at the same time making you savage money. So thank you very much, Merlin. I appreciate that dramatically. So anyway, so we have got this as a, as a potential, basically something to take the market down. All right, just like we've got the whole Mt. Gox thing, MT Gox, we've also got this. We've also today received the CPI data, which is how the Fed dictate what's going to be their position on increasing interest rates further. Now, as you know, the Fed are looking to get down to a 2% inflation rate. And basically what we're seeing is inflation going up. So where the expectation was we went down to 3% and it was going to continue to go down and potentially avoid or potentially create a soft landing recession. Well, actually now it's starting to go up. Now the stickiness is turning into increases. And this is bearish overall. Because whilst it may not be, an increase, the expectation was, 3.5%, and it was 3.7. Inflation came in at 3.7. And, the core CPI was not actually that big a deal in terms of, it was already estimated at 0.2% and 4.3, and it came in at 0.3 and 4.3. So, although that seems, it's actually not that big a deal, the market has, kind of reacted neutrally to the news. Well, this is ultimately going to fuel the potential for Jerome Powell to increase interest rates, which is what he said he will do. He calls inflation too high still, and this was last month, and now it's already stickier. If inflation is now going the opposite direction they want it to go, and they're prepared to increase rates further. So again, from a macroeconomic perspective, this is going to impact upon cryptocurrency. So, the worst is definitely not over. We still got a position where inflation's going up. And if you go shopping, I don't give a shit what this inflation rate says and 3%. You go shopping, everything's bloody expensive. Fuel, food, essentials, everything's bloody expensive. And nothing, the rate of wage increase is not matching that. So at the end of the day, the normal consumer is going to be coming against a wall where everything just kind of gets more expensive and people downsize in terms of what they buy and people feel hard up. And then that is when it impacts upon asset selling, right? That's where we go into a risk-off situation. And that's what I'm imagining that the recession is going to lead to. It's not just going to be purely, we're in a recession. It's going to be, what does that mean for the average person, the average consumer? Dow falls 100 points. Heads for second straight decline after a slightly hotter inflation report. So whilst the crypto market isn't responding too drastically to it, the stock market is. So we've also got that, and an FOMC meeting coming up very, very shortly. And the Binance US CEO has resigned from Binance amidst a cut of 100 jobs, roughly a third of headcount, underscoring the company's operational challenges after being sued by regulators. Now, if you are part of my DCA group, you are going to be all too aware of what I'm imagining will be the Armageddon scenario. Now, I remember in the last bear market that Coinbase had to do massive layoffs. 2019? And they ended up being fine. Having said that, Coinbase is the solution of choice for all of these ETFs to be the custodian. So, for instance, BlackRock, which is the largest ETF submitter, they have partnered up with Coinbase, and a lot of these ETFs are going to be partnered up with Coinbase because they're a trusted name and it's American. And I think that Binance, there's already a pushing out of Binance in the US. The Binance are essentially look like they're closing up shop for the US, and they are going to be sidelined for Coinbase. So what does that mean for Binance? Well, Binance have the lion's share of volume for all assets. So particularly the key assets. So I personally think that there's going to be some form of positioning before the next bull market, and that positioning could wind up with Binance being a victim, Binance Exchange being a victim, because it's Binance Exchange that is causing the volume. Now, as far as Binance Smart Chain is concerned, that's different. Binance Smart Chain, I think, will be fine either way, because the blockchain is immutable and it should just be there lasting as a technology anyway. But Binance Exchange, I think, it has got high risk of being a big victim in this market. Ultimately, something has to take crypto down to 14, 12, 10, well, Bitcoin down to 14, 12, 10k potentially. And it's not going to be any small event. You know, Bitcoin has been bolstered by a lot of the financial drawbacks in this, you know, moving into a recession. You know, Bitcoin has actually strengthened in some ways when banks go down, because it's a decentralized bank, as it were. So there has to be a big crypto-specific event that takes down Bitcoin for that to be the point at which the ETFs, you know, they kind of buy their Bitcoins, they buy their Ethereums, they have Coinbase as a custodian, and then they can just move on to businesses. They can really, you know, drive up demand for the next bull market. And that's what I think needs to happen. There needs to be a big crypto-specific event, and in my opinion, Binance is that. And the health of it is signified by BNB at this point. As far as liquidations are concerned, this is liquidation games 101. This is beautiful. Okay, so we had a frenzied sell-off Monday, Tuesday. Then we had a frenzied sell-off on Monday, and then Tuesday, Bitcoin went from 24.9 to, you know, strong 26, just like that, bombed up, and that was liquidation games. A huge amount was put into shorts because of anticipation of the FTX sell-off event, and that caused for a beautiful liquidation of shorts. That's why I don't get involved. Even though I read the market, I don't take part in this because it's just not my thing. Investing is my thing over a long time horizon. Hence why the DCAs, I'm buying low now, and I'm going to be buying higher when the prices start occurring. You know, basically the prices of the key assets that I want to buy, as they strive towards their optimals. And in a lot of cases, you know, they're still a ways off. And this isn't even a fully optimal price updated list. Need to keep energized. So whilst I'm doing that, because there's 448 of you now, 170 likes. So if you could be a beauty, a darling, a dear, could you just quite literally just tap that button? Easy, easy. He's throwing the sweets in your direction. Right, okay, so a couple more super chats. So Neil, how low can SWE go and when? November or after the recession? My personal feeling, and this is just purely on intuition, okay, because everything so far has been on intuition. Nothing is with technical analysis. Nothing is with knowing any specific dates. This is all on intuition. Everything thus far has been pure intuition, which is why I'm valuable, because whereas you've got Crypto Banter, who has a whole research team, and BitBoy, they all had, well, formerly BitBoy, had a whole research team, I am a solo operator. I've got no team, no editors, no nothing. Everything is me. I am the source for every bit of information I brought you so far. Optimal buy prices, all the events that I imagine are coming up, all the prices that have, how they've gone down so far, has been all on intuition. And I trust my intuition, because that intuition is based on 6 years of full time in crypto. So when you're exposed that much, there comes to an extent where it becomes part of you. So anyway, so what I anticipate based on my previous experience is that COVID, which actually did cause a mini recession, it's not kind of counted like 2008's recession, but it caused a mini recession, but really the damage was done over a couple of days, which was around about 13th to the 16th of March 2020. And that was where you had the savage drop of where altcoins hit their absolute lowest. 99% of altcoins hit their absolute lowest in that second bottom. And that came as a result of COVID. But COVID carried on for, a whole 6 to 9 months after March. And nothing ever saw that low again. And the market actually, Bitcoin actually hit a new all-time high whilst lockdowns were still happening. In the UK, there was a lockdown over Christmas 2020, and Bitcoin had already gone over 20,000, its previous all-time high. So using that logic and extrapolating it to the recession is, I imagine that a recessionary announcement, we are in a recession, it's official, blah, 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 is going to cause the panic. A little bit like how FTX has caused the panic. People are going to do a mass sell-off, and we're going to have a spike down, and that is going to be the bottom. And then there's going to be a period of slight recovery, and then we're going to have a halving, and then proper recovery. That's how I see it. So for SWI, my current optimal buy price that I've got for it is 20 cents. And that is based on not only the inflation and the fact that, people are going to be selling an excess of, vested SWI, that will be the price. But it could even be lower. It could be 15 cents, could be 10 cents. But I imagine that we're going to have a big spike down, and that will be the bottom, and that will be the bottom for most altcoins. Will it be the bottom for SWI? SWI may not recover fast, but I think in a bull market it will recover significantly. So the inflation only matters for as long as we are still in a bear market. And once we're in a bull market, it matters not. Solana had a 500% inflation. Avalanche had a 800% inflation. Matic had around about 600, 700% inflation. A lot of top cryptocurrencies that did over 100x in the last bull market had high inflation, but it didn't matter because the demand overtook supply. The supply didn't become a concern. Supply becomes a concern now because it kind of algorithmically messes with what is the bottom price and how long will it be there for. But I think that whatever the case, a bottom should occur for SWI on an announcement of a recession. It's my personal opinion. That was a huge answer. But thank you very much for the question and the contribution. Michael Keeling, thank you for everything you do. What do you think of Pengy X? Market cap is though 110k. Developer's last DEGEN coin went to 90 million. Pengy X sounds like a shit coin. Like, the first thing that I will analyze is what does the name of a coin do for me? And Pengy is nothing. What the fuck is Pengy? Like, at least anything else that I come across, like Pepe, Shiba Inu, even though I didn't like them at first, I certainly eventually thought, you know what, branding-wise, if I had actually been a little bit more forward-thinking, I'd like that. But Pengy, what the fuck is Pengy? Another Ken the Crypto scam, $2,000. It's not, to be honest, it's not even worth my time to look at because there are 26,000 cryptocurrencies. I'm only going to dedicate my time to where I foresee that even though it's a high risk, it's low. What the fuck is this? Well, it's a pile of shit. I'm not even going to look at it because what I saw already was just, there was nothing unique about it, like a pile of steaming shit. So anyway, so here we are. So this is all the DCAing that I have been doing so far. And you will see that there are, they're significantly far away in some cases, 50% or more away from their optimals. But if I just show you the potential for profit, bear with me, did the wrong thing. The potential for profit is extremely high. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to occur with certainty. So, for instance, Zen, if this was to go to its all-time high, would be a 7 million X. That's never going to happen. In my opinion, anyway, it's never, ever going to go back up to this. Zen is a highly inflationary coin, and this was at the very beginning of its minting process. So because it's been basically a million X inflationary, and since the point it was 368, it will never go back up to that. So this is an anomaly. But the rest of them are perfectly reasonable. Moonbeam, Hex, Sunday Swap, Moon River, Evmos. I mean, Evmos. You know, I got into this at 6.1 cents, and Evmos was calling me. It was saying, buy me, buy me, buy me. But I was like, I've only got $100, 186, about $200 in it. And you know, it's basically, it's coming down quite a lot now. It went 9.2 cents. It basically 2x'd in a couple of days, which is utterly insane. 5.5 cents to nearly 10 cents, utterly insane. And this just shows you what to expect in a bull market. When a bull market comes, a lot of what seems like it's unexplainable right now. So I do get, probably the question I probably get the most actually is, why isn't Moonbeam going up? Is this still a good investment? So that's what a question I get a lot. And the thing is that a bear market will typically fool you into thinking this is a pile of shit, it's not going up, it's only going down, so why even hold it? The same could be said for a variety of coins. Cadena, UFO, Illuvium, Evmos, even Solana. A lot of these coins have been kind of just going down, 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 down. However, certain ones don't seem to have, or don't feel like they have, like big communities behind them. Like Evmos, for instance, does not feel like there's a huge amount of support. There's not a huge amount of people talking about it. And so people assume, okay, it's a bit of a shit investment. But actually, you invest at the low, and you just hold it, and then unexpected things happen. And what's happened with Evmos is one of those unexpected things. It's kind of 2x just out of nowhere. And this is in a bear market. So imagine in a bull market. In a bull market, what you tend to see is you will see double digit when it starts to get going. When, you know, like we had in, you know, kind of November 2020. Once it starts to get going, you get the double digit gains per day. One day it's 15%, next day it's 20%, next day it's 20%, next day it's 30%, and it just goes up and up and up and up. That's it. So you buy as low as possible. You buy in the big double-digit losses, you DCA, but in a bull market, it's going to be the opposite. Everything is just going to go up. Well, not everything, but the strong coins, the coins I've identified as well as being very good, are going to go up and up and up. And when narratives come in, that's going to exacerbate. Because what's going to happen is people are going to speculate a narrative's going to come in. Because now people already experienced what a narrative does for a coin. AI came in, bang, made it go up. What's the other one? Metaverse gaming, narrative came, bang, they did 100x instantly. So people are going to be speculating, and that's going to make the price go up. But then the actual narrative comes in, extra boost, turbocharged gains. Hence why the diversified portfolio. All right, so already we can see, say for Zen, sizable gains to get to all-time highs. Not saying all these all-time highs will hit, but this shows you an indication of this is where we're at now, and we're in a lot of cases, 50%, 40%, 20%. In terms of proximity to optimal, we're way off. So it shows you the gains potential in a lot of cases. So, I imagine that the next bull market is going to be relatively violent. Right, I think there's a couple more super chats. Suppo, interested in what you think about Centrifuge. Yeah, Centrifuge is an interesting one, actually. Centrifuge, if you're interested in real-world assets, which I haven't yet put as one of the narratives, Centrifuge is that kind of cryptocurrency. So I think it's okay-ish, and I may revisit it when I delve a bit further into RWA coins. Joe Rhodes, wow, $20. Thank you. Thank you. You get this.
I wake up every morning, I'm like, oh my God, I'm living in Monaco. I'm living in a dream. Really?
Really?
Yes. I'm
in the crib, ma. Drop it like it's hot.
It's not dropping gift subs, it's dropping donations like it's hot. So thank you very much for that. To my old Twitch. I love it. Right, okay. So, blah, 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 blah. So thank you very much, Joe. So, now I'm going to go for it. Now I am going to move on to the narrative buys. Now I'm going to be talking about 20 diversified DEGEN risk altcoins. DEGEN risk means it's extremely low cap in most cases. It's extremely high risk. So you've got high risk, but DEGEN risk means extremely high risk. And as a result of that, potentially extremely high reward. I would say this was actually responsible for the lion's share of my gains in the last bull market was DEGEN risk. So that's why I love it. And this is not necessarily for you if money means a lot to you. All right. If the money you're investing for the next bull market means a lot to you, you should not touch this. This is extremely high risk. This could go to 0. This could go 1000x. All right. So again, just to introduce this. So why am I showing you narrative plays? The main reason is because I have done extensive analysis both on coins just before the 2020 bull market got going, which was this, and this captures some of the new coins like Solana and Phantom, and then you've got this, which was the top to bottom, the bottom to top in the last bear market, 2018-2019, the bottom through to the top, which was end of 2021. And I have identified what are the cryptos that made the biggest multipliers, and you can see this is a multipliers on any money. So let's say on $1,000, 412 X on $1,000 is $412,000. So $1,000 invested into this coin would have turned it into $412,000, right? So that's what is meant by multiplier. So from the bottom price to the top price, this was the multiplier that was made from bottom to top. And what I've found is that coins that were not in a bull market before makes up one of the best attributes of a cryptocurrency moving into a new bull market. Then a low position in terms of coin market cap. So on coin market cap, something that's outside of the top 100 tends to do better than something within the top 100. So as you can see with these kind of top 24 picks, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that were inside the top 100, and most of them were outside, with some being in the red. In the 2020 analysis, there's way more red. So this shows you that coins ranked outside the top 500 do even better. So you want to be looking at the higher risk for the higher returns. Then type. What is the type of coin that has done well? And people tend to think layer 1s are the best narrative you can get into. And yes, layer 1s are very good because they kind of, every narrative helps the layer 1 that hosted it. Okay, so for instance, Solana blew up because it was a new ecosystem. People were speculating on Solana coins, and that made Solana go up huge. But in the main, the best performers were narrative specific. So DeFi, gaming, exchange, metaverse, meme, data, enterprise, decentralized social media. Okay, so some of the biggest narratives in the last bull market were DeFi, gaming, metaverse, and meme. Those were the 4 biggies, and that's what led to the biggest multiplier. So Hex was a DeFi narrative play. It did a 10,000x bottom to top really, and then we got Shiba Inu, which was a meme play, and that did 511,000x. Safe Moon was a million x. So you know, meme, DeFi, gaming, and metaverse, they were narratives. So essentially, narratives are the other thing you want to be looking for. Not just necessarily a generic layer 1, but a narrative play. And being able to predict what are the narratives coming up next time. And then a price of under $1. So only in a few occasions, so just looking at this list here of 2 to 25, you can see there's only one cryptocurrency that was over $1. And the rest of them were in the cents. And if we look at the 2020 analysis, it's very, very similar. So we've got 1, 2 cryptocurrencies that were over $1, and in the main, they're under $1. So that's, and why that's important is because when you're investing in a cryptocurrency, the more coins you can get for your $100 invested, the more psychologically you feel optimistic. You feel you fantasize more. So I know from people that have gotten into cryptocurrencies like Shiba, like Baby Doge, like, you know, Life Token or things like that, you can get millions of coins for your $100. People love that. People don't like, oh, for $100 of Bitcoin, you get 0.00001 of Bitcoin. Well, what's the point? People don't like that psychologically. People psychologically love a coin low in price. It's easy to think, oh, this only needs to reach $1 for me to make a big multiplier. And that's why I like cryptocurrencies well under $1, particularly ones that are about a cent, because if it goes to $1 from there, it's 100x. So it's easy to track. It's easy to anticipate a potential price point and what multipliers that delivers for you. So those are the key things. Non-bull market exposed, part of a meme, low ranking, i.e. therefore DEGEN ranking, and price point under $1. So this now forms the basis for narrative buys. Now I've already gone through a lower risk, mid risk, and high risk option for each of what I foresee to be the key narratives in the next bull market, which is AI, bolstered by ChatGPT, DeFi, because that was responsible for the last bull market, and DeFi, although it's one of the hardest to find an altcoin gem, it also gives you a load of cryptocurrencies that have survived for a while, haven't been hacked, or actually are showing really positive signs of relevance and community, that these are cryptocurrencies. Actually, you could probably identify these will be good when there's another DeFi narrative. Aged layer ones, these are cryptocurrencies looking to be kind of like the next Ethereum. New layer ones, these are ones looking to be the next Solana. So Ethereum is still the kind of layer one everybody wants to be like, because it's got the most adoption, the most apps, the most community. And so aged layer ones, these are the guys after Ethereum. They're looking to be kind of like the next big layer one, the next major layer one. And then you've got the Solanicas, which is like a new age of third generation, fourth generation blockchains, which are extremely fast, do consensus much better than it's ever been done, and are already developing high ecosystems. So therefore, these are the newer coins, the ones that are looking to be like the Solana of the last bull market, which was when Solana was a new coin. Proof of work layer ones fall outside of the SEC's jurisdiction, and you, in a lot of occasions, have smart contracts, so you can build dApps on them, and this is the evolution of layer ones. Layer 2 big brands, so we've already seen Arb and Optimism, they're the biggest brands in optimistic rollups, and Starknet is one of the big brands for ZK rollups. NFTs, I imagine that they're going to come back again, because it's a known entity in crypto. Layer 0, these had a small pump last bull market, but I think a better pump this bull market. DEX, I think centralized exchanges like Binance, like Huobi, like OKX, they're all going to migrate to DEXs because centralized exchanges put you under the scrutiny of the SEC. So DEXs are safer, they're decentralized, they're built for the community, they're built by the community, essentially. So that means that they're a technology rather than a business, which centralized exchanges are a business. So DEXs, therefore, I imagine are going to do well next time. Meme coins, well, we all know meme coins can be highly explosive. Gaming, metaverse, these are tried and tested. These have got incredible amounts of fans. So if I just show you watchlist rankings, okay, so if you go on CoinMarketCap, you can very easily see how many watch lists that particular cryptocurrency is included in. So as you can see, for Evmos is 17,000 watch lists. So that's essentially 17,000 people are tracking it. And what I have found is I have looked into cryptocurrencies that have got very high watch lists. And what I've noticed is in many occasions, they are strong narrative plays. So for instance, Star Atlas, Chain Guardians, D-Race, Sidus, they've got high amounts of watch lists because they're games. And that shows you there's a lot of interest. There's a lot of interested parties for games. Also, ChainGPT has a high amount of watch lists based on its value per watch list maker, right? So for the market cap, high amount of watch lists, this is AI, MetaVPad, AIPad, they're big. They got huge watch lists in terms of relative to their market cap. And you can see that these are mainly games and AI, basically. Games and AI. Games, metaverse, and AI. So with that logic in mind, that will tell you there's a lot of interested parties that are speculating and looking to speculate on gaming and metaverse. And as a result, games developers. So gaming has expanded to a category of just games developers, where these guys are looking to be, the next, EA, Riot Games, Epic Games, those basically big games distributors, big game producers. they produce a catalogue of games. And that is that is a great narrative because that allows for hedging. So if one particular Gala game's a pile of shit, then another one can bring it up. Launchpads, these were one of the most bullish narratives in the last bull market, and I anticipate it's going to be even bigger next time, actually, because there's going to be a huge amount of institutional investment coming in, big money flow, and as a result, high speculation. And as you can see, in the last bull market, bull-to-bull market in 2021, pretty much all of the best gainers were launchpads. Decentralized social media never yet had a narrative. And I believe that's going to be coming, particularly with cancel culture. Storage, I imagine this is just, cryptocurrencies that enable very, very cheap, very, very high capacity storage solutions are going to be big for the next wave of partnerships coming into crypto. It's already started with Meta partnering up with Arweave. So it's showing you that that's already beginning. Base blockchain, Cardano. Base blockchain and Cardano are basically going to be the Binance Smart Chain of next bull market because these are the kind of underdeveloped, under-ecosystemed blockchains. And they are also extremely blue chip because Coinbase is base and Cardano is a top 10 crypto. So these are highly hyped blockchains that don't have much of an ecosystem. So anything that builds on it should do very well. Identity, this is going to be big for the future of crypto. WorldCoin has already kind of come in, gotten a lot of attention and adoption because this is kind of biometric digital identities, and this is going to filter into the lower caps in the next bull market. And then DAG infrastructures. DAG is basically an alternative ledger technology to blockchain where it's just kind of lightweight, does it instantly. So I've got a DEGEN for each. So let's now move on. So in first place, in the AI, and AI, I imagine, is going to be a mega narrative next time, just because of the pure evolution of ChatGPT and AI technology. You can get AI to do anything now. You can make AI videos. You can get AI to edit videos for you. You can use AI to generate the exact image you want. All of my recent videos have actually had an AI generated image. You can have deep fake technology, which, in my opinion, is probably going to be used for pornographic reasons. And actually, in my opinion, that's good because porn tends to, I shouldn't say that word, corn, it tends to be what actually fuels a lot of the big businesses like Google. Really was, apparently, I wouldn't know this for sure, was apparently one of the best indexes for porn, and that's what allowed it to overtake Yahoo and Ask Jeeves and all that lot. So AI is evolving at a mega rate, and the DEGEN play that I have got for you in this instance is AI Pad. AI Pad is a launch pad. It's presently out, and it's presently over 5 cents. Now, I would be looking for AI Pad to go back down basically to its IDO price, or just under its IDO price, of about 1 cent. Because launch pads are bull market narratives, and in a bear market, they suffer probably harder than most of your altcoins. So I anticipate this could go down to about 1 cent. Now, AI Pad, why AI Pad? Because this is a way of getting into artificial intelligence-based new projects that are going to AI Pad to launch. Okay, so there are going to be a ton of, I would say, new AI solutions. So presently what we've got out there is we've got some shit cryptocurrency, Singularity, Fetch. Some of them are just really boring and really old. And what we need is we need new AI technology. We need those cryptocurrencies like what we had in the narrative in January. We had image generation technology, podcast generation technology, or audio recordings. We had AI generated memes and things like that. And all of that came out of artificial intelligence, new technology, and new projects. So new projects coming out in AI is going to get the lion's share of speculation. People are going to want to get in from the ground up. You can't get into Fetch, you can't get into Ocean, you can't get into artificial liquid intelligence, you can't get into Singularity, you can't get into Bitensor, ChainGPT now at the lowest price, because that's done. People got it. Now, how do you get into the next new AI projects with an entity that is fantastic at delivering multipliers? So, AI Pad were brought out by Bluezilla, Bluezilla were actually responsible for MetaVPad, Valhalla, Wagyu Swap, Astro Swap, PulsePad, KCC Pad, AdaPad, BSC Pad, VelasPad, NFT launch. Basically, the mega multipliers, okay? 1300, 600, 600, 500, 400, 400. Mega! Bluezilla, like them or not, they deliver multipliers. And that's why I love AIPad. Secondly, there's going to be more launch pads. And AIPad will sit as Bluezilla, one of the Bluezilla main launch pads, because it's one of the newest and one of the main ones. So if you're going to be able to get into what else comes up in the next bull market, because they were the first to find a Binance Smart Chain launchpad, a Valas blockchain launchpad, a KuCoin blockchain launchpad, a game-specific launchpad, a metaverse-specific launchpad. They're first. They're agile. They're good at finding where is the trend and bring out a launchpad on that trend. Now, there's going to probably be a base pad. And if base pad is going to come out, it's more likely going to be Bluezilla that brings them out. So if you get into AIPad, not only can you get into new stage AI projects, but you can also get into the future of launchpads that come out of Bluezilla. So that's why I love AIPad. I think actually this is a mega play. And if we're just to go on MetaVPad, you had to get into MetaVPad to get into AIPad when that happened in March. And MetaVPad 20x'd to get into, because people wanted to get into AIPad. That shows you the vicious bullishness that occurs with Bluezilla-based launchpads. They've got a marketing consortium behind them. So every time they're going to have a launch, they've got Overdose, they've got a ton of different, they've got Joe Parry's, they had BitBoy, and they tended to use big influencers to create hype around their new offerings. And that's going to happen again. So therefore, AIPad, but if AIPads as a narrative ends up getting quashed somehow, let's say the SEC go after launchpads and they don't like launchpads, this could go to zero. But I would say that there's been no indication of that likelihood, because I don't even think they even know launchpads. So I don't think that this at this point anyway has more of a risk of going to zero than it has of 1000x. So AIPad will be the first AI. For DeFi, you are not going to be surprised. This is Zen. Zen, to me, is the most like Hex. And as we saw, as I've already shown you, the best bottom to top multiplier was Hex at 2000x multiplier. And that's just from the COVID bottom to the market top. That's not actually taking into consideration the opening price of Hex, which was actually a 10,000x in the last bull market. So because Zen is just like Hex, it's basically simplistic DeFi. You just stake, you earn a yield, you mint it, you don't even have to buy it. This has gotten arguably the second largest amount of wallets holding Zen. That means a marketing mega consortium for Zen in the next bull market, because there's going to be a ton of people holding it, a ton of people that are going to be looking in their wallets and they're going to see Zen is 0.0000000, and they're going to be like, oh, they're going to just be spamming the live chats of other YouTubers and saying, oh, look, talk of Zen, and Zen's just going to come out there. So Zen, people didn't believe in Hex. I'm one of them. I didn't really believe in Hex in the early stages. I eventually grew to believe in Hex, and I made a 100x out of that, either 2000x or 10,000x, but I actually believed in it too late. This time I think Zen, although it's high risk, it could go to zero. Many people thought Hex would go to zero, but it didn't. Zen, being founded by Jack Levin, who's the guy who was the 21st employee of Google, he knows how to, he was involved in one of the biggest web companies to become one of the best, and he was there in the early stages, so he kind of knows game theory. So that's why I have a belief in Zen. Simplistic DeFi, you just stake, you just earn a yield. It's not like other DeFis where it gets more complicated. It's as simplistic, just like Hex was. You stake, you earn a yield. The longer you stake, the more yield you get. Age DeFis, so age layer ones. So for this one could have gone in two categories. So for this, it is Mina. So Mina is the world's lightest blockchain, where you've got blockchains that are basically around about 200 to 400 gigabytes in size, Mina is a mere 22 kilobytes. Okay, so it's a minuscule. It's the size of a tweet blockchain. So it's got a novelty factor. And these guys use ZK rollup technology for consensus. So arguably that could be one of the fastest consensus methods, and it's a privacy method as well. So it's a privacy preserving fast transaction method. And this was out in the last bull market, and therefore it's relatively aged. And this has a chance to be that next wave of lightweight blockchains. You know, this is just the difference. This is like turning a mega supercomputer, like something that is the size of a warehouse, to something that is the size of a mobile phone. So it's creating the lightest blockchain in the world. And if this should become scalable, that revolutionizes the blockchain game and therefore makes it unique enough to potentially be a next Ethereum. Then as far as new layer ones are concerned, I've already brought you Sui, Aptos. They're the two big fast transaction cryptocurrencies presently. And then we've got Sai, which is a fast transaction cryptocurrency. So what you've got here is you've got 200, nearly 300,000 transactions per second. You've got 160,000 transactions per second. You've got 20,000 transactions per second. Now, if we have a look in the DEGEN play, you will see I have got Moonbeam and Pulse Chain together. All right, so these are both ones that I am taking a position on. Moonbeam you'll be all too aware of. Now, Moonbeam is the layer 1 of the Polkadot layer 0. So layer 0 is a technology and Moonbeam is the application layer. So people can actually build applications on Moonbeam like they would on Ethereum, like they would on Solana. Right? Now, Polkadot as a layer beneath Moonbeam is going to have an upgrade, Polkadot 2.0, which is going to enable the fastest transactions for layer 1s operating on their chain. So whilst that will impact Polkadot, the biggest beneficiary, I imagine, will be Moonbeam, which could go from 10,000 transactions per second, which is what it is currently, well, 1,000 to 10,000 presently, to 1 million transactions per second. And then this will be a super dApp that is also a multi-chain dApp. So whereas Sui and Aptos are selfish chains, they're silos, they're just like Solana, they're silos. What you've got is Moonbeam, which is multi-chain. So if you build a Moonbeam app, if you build an app for Moonbeam, you also build that app for Ethereum, Solana, Nia, Elrond, all of the other blockchains natively, because it allows a multi-chain port. So if you build a super app, let's say you build OnlyFans for a blockchain, you build OnlyFans, but you want to be able to have swaps of assets across multiple chains, you can with Moonbeam because it's a multi-chain, it provides a multi-chain layer. So it provides the fast transaction speed, provides the security from natively from Polkadot's zero chain, and you get multi-chain benefit. So you're able to build for multiple apps. So that is perfect for the next, Twitches, YouTubes, OnlyFans. You're not just going to be able to have financial transactions happening for one chain like you do Sui and Aptos. You have it for multiple chains with Moonbeam. Then you've got Pulse Chain, which is one of Richard Hart's babies, just like Hex was. And Pulse Chain, unlike Moonbeam, is actually starting off on a high market cap. So whereas Moonbeam is in the hundreds of millions of dollars, Pulse Chain is actually already kind of in the billions, but it's deflationary. So that means that will have an impact on the actual token price. So as supply gets burnt out of circulation, that will enable for demand to take up the token price. So therefore, Pulse Chain should go up. So my optimal price will be, bear with me one second, I believe the current price of Pulse Chain is 4 zeros. Come on. 4 zeros 4. So I would be looking for another 4x loss, potentially 0.99. Another 099. That would be beautiful for me. So Pulse Chain, it's an improvement on Ethereum. I have seen firsthand that Pulse Chain's fast because Pulse X is built on Pulse Chain, and Pulse X is the DEX for Pulse Chain, and I do transactions in a second with very, very little transaction fee. Whereas if I do the same thing on Uniswap, it costs me like $5 to $20 for a transaction, and I have to wait. It goes pending for 10 years. Pulse X is not like that, and that's because of Pulse Chain. So Pulse Chain is basically scalable green Ethereum. In Proof of Work Layer 1s, and then I'm going to look at some of the super chats that have come up. Proof of Work Layer 1's Ironfish. This is a new one. This came up in April. Now, like I said, I'm looking for new coins. AIPad Zen, they are new coins. And Moonbeam and Pulse Chain are new coins. Okay, so they fall under the never been exposed to a bull market before. As so does Ironfish. This is a new layer 1 that, again, uses ZK Snark technology, a lot like Mina, privacy-preserving transactions. This is proof of work. So it's not proof of stake, therefore under SEC scrutiny. This is proof of work, so therefore it's got a more secure consensus algorithm, and it's easy to mine as well. So they are looking to make... they've got what's called graffiti. So that is the nodes, basically. So it's easy to be a node, easy to validate. And they therefore try and make it as big and as decentralized as possible. Huge community of miners. That therefore makes it very difficult to hack. And, basically be like another Casper, which is one of these fast transactions, proof of work, ZK-based technologies. So it's actually taking a lot of good narratives, a lot of bullish narratives lately. Proof of work scalable infrastructures, decentralized with high miner networks, therefore controlling the supply that comes out, and therefore you won't have aggressive dumpermentals. And then, of course, you've got ZK technology as well, so it's privacy preserving. And ZK is a very impressive technology, to be fair. Right, okay, so, and like I said, it's new, and it's what is it? It's like very, very low in terms of market cap. So this one is minuscule. Oh my god, look at that. It's 10 million market cap. And at 0.35, that make it 5 million market cap. That's such Casper at 5 million? Like, Casper's 1 billion market cap. So it shows you the potential for massive gains, particularly if Ironfish can nail it. Right, okay, bear with me a second. Let me just have a look at your super chats. See what you guys said in the interim. So, less is more. Thoughts on Jasmy coin? Oh, I get this question every time. So, look, I'm going to be brutally frank. I think that Jasmy, I don't understand the buzz of Jasmy. I think, what is this, a Japanese coin? This is a coin that, people are basically thinking this is like the next Sony or something like that. But to me, the only thing that's good about it is it's kind of listed on Binance and Coinbase. So that's showing that people, obviously, that is exposed to a lot of liquidity. Therefore, a lot of, when retail investors come in, it's going to be very easy to get into it. Jasmy, if you look hard enough on YouTube, there's a load of videos on Jasmy. A load of bullish. Oh, this is going to go to 1000x. So therefore, people are going to speculate on this, and the speculation alone is going to probably make this go up. But in my opinion, it's a shit coin. To me, I don't understand what the utility is. If I can't explain it, I don't care for it. So I don't like it, personally. I think its fundamentals suck. Screen chart is unreadable and blurry. Can you fix? Bear with me a second. Let me just see how it looks on my own interface. It looks fine. What are you on about? Sorry, Ellen, but it's fine. And anyway, if you look on, if you watch this on your TV, you'll see it easy. Movement Monastery. Hey, Superman, can you give me your thoughts on decimated DEC gaming and TCG metaverse? I appreciate you being consistent with the narratives. Thank you very much for the $10. Let me have I will take a quick scan because I only really need a quick scan. I think I've looked at decimated before. $45,000. Now think about it, right? This is I believe this is gaming, is it? So, it's old. It's been around since 2019. That's shit. It's got 40... It's what's that? (44:1) ratio of market cap, volume to market cap. That's terrible. So it shows no one gives a shit for it. It's been around 4 years and it's on 14,000 watch lists only. So to me, online world built on real engine. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that are already doing this, that are newer, that are non-bull exposed, that probably are better, and have been way more interest. There's only one thing I like about it, and that's that it's Solana based. Why I like that is because, you know, if we look at the last bull market, pretty much the majority of coins were ERC20 tokens, right? Because Ethereum had its big ecosystem blowout in the last bull market, right? So therefore, if Solana is the next Ethereum, then by rights, Solana-based cryptocurrency should have a blowout in the next bull market. And that's the only thing I like about it. But other than that, pile of shit. And TCG, I've looked at that before and I thought it was wank. So I hope that provides clarity on my positioning of it. So thank you very much for $10 though. Zamir Khan, your thoughts on Hive Mapper? I'll give quick thoughts, as I don't really want to be too long. I don't want to make this too long a video. 21,000, again, that's even worse volume to market cap ratio. Again, it's Solana based. What is this? Total kilometers mapped. Is this like a Google Earth for crypto or something? What's the token? Honey. Oh, Hive Mapper is called Honey. All right, let's have a look. It's on only Solana decentralized exchanges so far. There's nothing. There's no data on it. Oh, launched in 2022. Decentralized global mapping network that rewards its contributors for collecting high volume 4K street level imagery. Yeah, so it's basically Google Earth for crypto through a drive to earn model. It's interesting, but I can't imagine drive to earn is going to have any kind of narrative, in my opinion. So I don't like it, in all honesty. I don't know what could drive it up. The board of directors consists of big Sony names. Yeah, exactly. I don't care. Stefan Nestel, why do you sometimes say that top 50 crypto is too expensive to invest in? For example, Quant. But on the other hand, you invest in Near, which is also top 50. Yeah, good question. And my answer to that is basically on psychological buy price. So Quant is $100. Nobody wants to buy that. You know, whereas Algorand is 4 cents. Near is 60 cents. They're under $1. And not only that, but, you know, in my personal opinion, these guys are crushing it in terms of adoption. You know, these guys, they've got 20,000 wallets. And I'm not sure that Quant has actually made that information available. So some top 50s are like Cardano, right? They are priced, like, for instance, Cardano was 2 cents, but it was still a top 20 cryptocurrency at 2 cents, but it then went to $3. So that shows you that there can still be a lot of upside potential at a good psychological buy price, particularly if you look at the stage at which the crypto is in and the fundamentals around it. As far as Quant is concerned, well, it's an ERC20 token for starters, 144,000. It doesn't even compare, does it? Look, Quant, right? It is 38 rank, 144,000 hodlers. Moonbeam, just to give you an example, pretty much similar type of cryptocurrency, multi-chain dApps, 169 in terms of ranking, and yet has, when it loads, 1.4 million. 10x. 10x the number of hodlers of Quant. So to me, Quant is overvalued shit, in my opinion. I covered Quant back in 2019, and I said if you can get it for $4, buy it. It did go to $4, and it 100x, went to $400. But not anymore. No, I don't think it's got the upside. So that's why. It's got to have a mixture of... It's got to have a mix. But thank you very much for the 50... I don't know what that currency is, but thank you very much for the 50 coins of that currency. Movement Monastery, $2. Thank you for your honesty. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Right, so let's move on. Layer 2 big brands. So, in fourth place, we have got ZK Sync. Now, again, this is not out yet, but ZK Sync is basically what I would class as the equivalent of optimism. So where you've got optimism is a big player in optimistic roll-ups. It owns the name. ZK Sync essentially almost owns the name of ZK roll-ups. So ZK Sync is a perfect name for a big brand because it's just like it does what it says on the tin. So ZK Sync is in that new breed of a layer 2 scaling technology for Ethereum. So with this is something I have been, kind of replicating or repeating. But with EIP 1448, which is the upgrade to layer 2, which is an upgrade to the layer 2 technology, it's going to be making optimistic rollups go 10 times faster, ZK rollup technology 100 times faster. So it's going to make ZK rollups the best, potentially, layer 2 technology for Ethereum. The fastest, arguably. And optimistic and ZK rollups are going to be battling Matic sidechains. Then Matic is no longer really known for one particular brand of layer 2, but at the same time, it's kind of not really known for then anything. It's just kind of like a layer 2. It's kind of established as a layer 2, but not necessarily as a brand for the next wave of new generation of layer 2 technology. As ZK Sync, Arbitrum, Optimism, Startnet, they are. Okay, so this is just going to make Ethereum apps run fast, and they've already got an ecosystem. ZK Sync have already got an ecosystem with high amounts of adoption. So I've done this question on Q&A3.ai, which is basically like a chat GPT for crypto alone. And basically, the adoption network activity has been going through the roof. All-time highs in terms of daily transactions and total value locked on ZK Sync. As far as who is in ZK Sync, well, they've got Andreessen Horowitz, Coinbase Ventures. So they basically got two big names in it. Now, they haven't got Binance. They haven't got Huobi and some exchanges. So that to me says that this is not going to have it's not going to have a mega blast in terms of when it launches. It's not going to necessarily launch on everything straight away, right? So that means that this could potentially come out, be low, and then be optimal enough to buy. And that's why, at this present time, it's probably the least well-known of all of, well, the layer 2 big brands, but also ZK Sync technology. But like I said, this is positioning itself to be the best in class in terms of layer 2 technology and the potential matic of the next cycle. So without knowing really too much about the tokenomics, and I imagine this is going to be airdropped to a lot of people, maybe use Stargate Finance and other dexes. This is going to be airdropped and probably have some high dumpermental. So again, I would try and pick this up after it's had its initial blast off. But ZK Sync, definitely a big brand. And these four, I think, are pretty much all the exposure you need in the next bull market for layer 2. You'll cover them all pretty much. NFTs, Axie Infinity. So Axie Infinity is a gaming and NFT play. Basically, the NFTs are pivotal. You need the asset, the NFT asset, in order to play Axie Infinity. And actually, NFT assets, well, the Axie Infinity NFTs have actually been bought up by gaming guilds like Yield Game Guilds, Good Games Guild. They actually enable people in less fortunate geographies to be able to buy, to be able to loan Axie Infinity NFTs. So therefore, Axie Infinity NFTs, they're kind of the basis to the Axie Infinity game, and therefore I make this an NFT play. Now, Axie Infinity, its all-time high is like $200. All right, so just to get back to its old all-time high would be over 100x if you buy at $1.80. Now, Axie Infinity is older. It has had its bull run exposure, but at the same time, I would say this is kind of like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, a blue chip of gaming and of NFTs. So as a result of that, Axie Infinity, I think, will be strong in the next market. Just like Ethereum was. Ethereum launched at about $5, went down to about 50 cents, then went up to $1,400 in its first bull market. Then it went down to $90 and then to $5,000 in the next bull market. So Axie Infinity, being the Ethereum of gaming and NFTs, in my opinion, I think that this could also re-find its old all-time highs. The reason why Axie Infinity was super popular is because it was so easy to play, and there were a lot of people from impoverished countries making a full-time living off Axie Infinity. And because of its simplicity, and because there's already a gaming network, and therefore likely to be a new gaming network, and all these game guilds pushing Axie Infinity, again, I imagine it could re-find its old success. So that's why Axie Infinity is, in my opinion, still a strong play, because it's a well-known game. It may be a single title game, but it's big enough. It's like a Pokemon Go of cryptocurrency, and that's why I like it. Layer 0, I'm going to look at a cryptocurrency that was new in the last bull market, which is Marlin. Now, Marlin is like Polkadot, like Cosmos, like Avalanche, is a layer 0 that enables for a layer 1 to plug in, particularly for DeFi and Web3 and gaming and messaging apps. Not gaming, social networking and gaming apps. So Marlin, I actually invested in Marlin roughly the same time as Matic, and I know that the investors in Matic were the same investors in Marlin. Coinbase and Binance were also in Matic. The only thing is that Marlin never really grew, and I think that the main reason why Marlin didn't really grow is because although it had a very good launch, where it launched at kind of the price it is now and went up to 32 cents. In fact, the launch price was about 12 cents. No, it was about 4 cents. I think I got in at about 2 cents to 4 cents. And then it exploded to 32 cents, and now it's back down to well under a cent, well under IDO price, with a lot of the supply out now. So, tokenomically, it should have better pumpamentals. But like I said, they don't have the greatest of marketing, but they still had the funding from these guys. So they're going to last, and this could be the bull market where they do well. And if there is a layer 0, and also they've got Fenbushi as well. So Coinbase, Pantera, Arrington, and Fenbushi. That's 4 out of the 10 premier tier investors. Basically, the big 10 in cryptocurrency. And Marlin has never really had its proper bull run. So Marlin, let me just check. I hope I haven't got too many zeros there. Oh, I do have too many zeros. So it should be only 2 zeros, 3. So Marlin, I think, could lose another 2 to 3x in its price, just simply because of bad marketing. And also because everybody has their tokens now, so this could be sold to buggery, particularly as the recession kicks in. But then after that, it's a layer 0 that is not a big brand, has strong upside potential in terms of this would be 20 million in market cap with 80% out in circulation. That's strong tokenomics. And if we have a look at Marlin versus Polkadot, massive potential even right now. So Polkadot's like $4 now. It was $50, so another 10x to go to Polkadot's all-time high. That would be a 780x. If this was to go down another 3x, that therefore makes it upwards potential. If this was to really nail it, which I don't think it will ever be the next Polkadot, because it just doesn't have that branding, it doesn't have the same team, it doesn't have the same specialness. But essentially, this would be a 2200x potential. I'm not necessarily thinking that's going to happen. Bear with me a second. I just need to silence somebody who's spamming the chat. And also someone else. Because I really dislike spam. Anyway, so that's now muted. So anyway, so Marlin is actually an undiscovered gem. And like I said, it's got Coinbase Binance. It is terribly low in value compared to its competitors, Polkadot, Cosmos, Avalanche. So to me, this could surge. This next bull run could be the bull run. It does a Matic, because remember, these guys were invested by the same people that invested in Matic, and it didn't blow up like Matic. So maybe next time is the time. Who knows? Could be an incredibly high reward, but also could go to zero. You never know. Dexes, we have got Cake and Vela. So Pancake Swap, again, let me show you watch lists. As far as watch lists, in terms of amount of people that are tracking it, bear with me, descending. Pancake Swap is right up there, 653,000 watch lists. That's mega. It's right up there with the biggies. Right up there with the biggies. Okay. So Pancake Swap, Pancake Swap was a kind of 300x in the last bull market, and it's basically almost retraced not the entire position, but a lot of its bull market gains. Okay, this went to $40, and this is now near 100x down from that. It's nearly right back to where it was. Right? So I imagine that Cake is going to go down to 60 cents, and then it's going to have, may not necessarily go to $40 again, but it is going to be, again, it's a DEX and it's DeFi. So it gives the functionality of DeFi to the end user that's fast. It's on Binance Smart Chain, so it's cheap as well. And again, it's great branding. Pancake, fantastic branding. So I think that a tokenomics nightmare has caused this to go right down, but I think it's a strong name in DEXs, and I have been buying Cake, and I plan to buy more if it goes down to here. And then we've got Vela. Vela is basically the low cap version of GMX. So GMX is an Arbitrum-based decentralized derivatives platform, and Vela is basically the same. Vela is basically derivatives and spot exchange that's decentralized and runs on Arbitrum. It's already gone down a lot. It was previously well over $3, and now it's like 60 cents. So it's lost just a shit ton of its value. And I imagine it's going to go down to about 28 cents, which would make it go down basically 10x from a bear market price anyway. It's also new as well. So unlike GMX, which is slightly new, it was around a bit in the last bull market, Vela is totally new. And it's just a higher risk version. It's kind of like Sushi Swap to Uniswap. So whereas GMX is like the Uniswap, Vela, I suppose, is the Sushi Swap. So it's an alternative. It will provide, other Arbitrum-based that may not even be on GMX. And GMX really concentrates on futures, to be honest, whereas Vela will concentrate on spot. That was needed. So therefore, Vela does have an opportunity to do really well in the next bull market. And if we have a look at Vela in terms of the present tokenomics of it, 10 million market cap. 10 million market cap. And let's have a look at GMX. 285. So 20x just to get to where GMX is now, and GMX is kind of at its lows. So there's much better upside in Vela, but it's higher risk. So those are my 2 for DEXs. Memes. I'm going to ask you guys, what do you guys think for the meme? What do you think I'm going to put for high risk meme? Self-frames polka.co? No, it's not. Hold on a minute. Let me just... just why you fancy CMC over crypto rank? I've just been using CMC since the beginning. Cake on many chains. Well, Binance Smart Chain. Ben, Sneck, Bob, Wojak, Bob, Tate, Baby Sheba, Ordinals, Vita, Wojak, Pulse Doge, Pond, Boner, Wojak, Samo, Sheena Inu, Shibarium, Bonk, Casp. Wall Street memes? No. Pepe. Bull, I've never even heard of that. Boner. Potter Obama. I'm surprised no one said that up till now. Right, okay, so my high risk DEGEN play for memes is more than just one, actually. It's actually 3 memes for different reasons, okay? So, first of all, we've got Wojak. Now, the reason why is because I am personally a big fan of the Wojak meme and the Wojak animations. You know, like Low Budget Stories does, and what's his name? Bizanacci and all that lot. You know, they made brilliant Wojak memes. He is a staple in meme culture, just like Pepe. So whereas in the last bull market it was kind of dog related, in this bear market, moving into a bull market, we could just be seeing established meme icons in that whole space. And whilst Pepe did well, Wojak is much lower in value. So whereas you've got Pepe that's in the hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap, Wojak is a mere 5 million in market cap. And it's got a 2 million volume. So it's nearly 2 to 1 ratio. So it's 2.5 to 1 ratio volume to market cap. So that means that Wojak shows the signs of strong interest, even though meme season we're not anywhere near a meme season right now. So Wojak, I think, extremely low market, and I just love the meme of Wojak. Then we've got Ordinals. Ordinals is not a meme coin as such, but it is very unique in what it does. So Ordinals is basically Bitcoin-based NFTs, and the only reason I haven't bought Ordinals in the last few days is because it's not available on many exchanges. But Ordinals is, you know, for where it has been and for its uniqueness in the market, this is a cryptocurrency that could do extremely well. Look, 65 million in market cap, and it's 133 rank in volume. So it's 4 to 1 rank in volume to market cap ratio. So it has got high relevance. Its all-time high is $29 without there being a bull market yet, and it's nearly 3x down from that. So I was wanting to buy this at about $2.80 the other day, but the only reason I didn't is because I'm not on KuCoin, OKX, Bybit, Gate, etc. So I couldn't buy it, and I missed out. But I love Ordinals, and I love it because it's the, if you want exposure to Bitcoin NFTs, this is the coin for you. And then lastly, Bonk. Now the reason I've got Bonk on here is because it's got that fantastic meme price of well under $1, you know, many zeros. It's a Solana-based meme coin as well. So whereas, you know, we've had mainly Ethereum-based meme coins doing well, if Solana is the next Ethereum, and Solana is basically having the same adoption curve as Ethereum in its early days, then the Solana ecosystem should pump up a load of coins, and Bonk could be one of them. And that's why I like Bonk. So these are 3 meme coins, different. They're not classic meme coins. That's why I've got 3 on here, because they're all kind of like, there's 3 separate reasons why these meme coins could do well and should do well. But what I will say is that probably the next big meme coin has not yet come out. So Pepe, I imagine, is like the Shiba of the last cycle. It's already kind of had its high, but it can still do a 30x from here, 30 to 50x from here. And, you know, Wojak has got probably the bigger probably the bigger pumpamentals of the two, as does Bonk. But actually, the best meme coins tend to do well getting in at the bottom and doing the full trajectory in one cycle. And so it may not have come out yet. So we'll have to wait and see what that is. But what's presently existing, that. Gaming. It can only be one. Bear with me a second. Let me delete some other idiot. There can only be one. And you're going to know what it is. Star Atlas. I love this cryptocurrency. I love it. AAA graphics, space themed, on Solana. So it's unique, faster. NFT transactions will be cheap and fast. And overall, gameplay-wise, this is top-notch. Star Atlas confuses me, right, if you think about it. I mean, it is high risk because a lot of their funds were on FTX, and that is locked, and they can't utilize it for runway to keep surviving. But other than that, Star Atlas was once upon a time 28 cents. It's 200x from its all-time high. It's 13 million in terms of market cap, and it's got 330,000 people who have put this on a watch list that are tracking this. So, to me, the only thing that doesn't make sense about Star Atlas is the price, the market cap, relative to what it is. It's a single title gamer, but it's just like Illuvium on a better blockchain. So Star Atlas, the only risk is they don't survive this bear market. That's the only risk, that the bear market ends, but they run out of funds, they can't pay their developers, they can't market it anymore, and it just kind of dies. But to me, Star Atlas is just a beauty of a crypto. I just love it. I love it. And I own it. And I'm going to get more of it. And I think that 309, well under a cent. And this has got 1,000x potential. Potentially. Could be a biggie. I'm really looking forward to playing Star Atlas personally myself. So I just love it. It is very high risk. But that reward is exceptionally high. And the fundamentals are strong on this. If they didn't have the FTX drama, they wouldn't be at this price now. I can almost assure you of that. But but you've got to take that, bearish piece of news for what it is and just buy it. Well, in my opinion, not financial advice. Metaverse, Everdome. Everdome is a 16K. So you got 4K, which is like absolutely pristine, beautiful resolution. 16K is basically immersive, beautiful resolution. It's basically like a super ultra realistic version of Decentraland, an open space based metaverse where you explore, do missions. Oh, I love it. Think about like the space based. So there's like a Netflix series called Away. There's like Silo, there's like the newest Black Mirror, which, well, no, Silo isn't really space, but the newest Black Mirror, Beyond the Sea. Space is just the most imaginative kind of metaverse world, because it can be whatever you kind of want it to be, like the planets and what's on the planets. It can just be totally incredible. And a metaverse world in space just sounds incredible to me. Secondly, they utilize the MetaHero Meta Scanner, which is where you can replicate your identical self in the metaverse. So you're not like just some shitty avatar that you would be on like VR chat, where you pick an avatar that's like a robot or one of those manga characters. You actually just be yourself in this. So it's creating a very, very realistic, true to life metaverse. And it is very, very high risk. Again, this has 100x already, but it's already gone below its IDO price, and I think it could lose a little bit more, and therefore make it a super gem of the next cycle. As for games developers, again, you're going to know this one. Games for a Living. Games for a Living, it's got Activision, Blizzard Gaming, King, EA, team members as alumni. They have senior people in these at these big games development companies. They're mainstream development companies, and they are now launching a crypto-based crypto games developer. And they've got 4 games that are currently in, well, it's 2 that are in production: Elemental Raiders, Diamond Quest. There's a football one. And there's another one. 4 games. They're high quality. They look high quality. They look beautiful. And I think this one could just be a biggie. I'm hopeful that it really will retrace. I already bought this at half a cent. And I think that if this does really fall, it will only fall just below its... it'll fall just below its... the price I got in at. The reason why I thought that this would bomb when it first came out was because of high inflation. It's got very, very aggressive token distribution. But yeah, it's only gone up. It's only gone up in the face of that. So it shows you that the bullishness has almost overtaken the aggressive dumpermentals. But I imagine it could catch up eventually. And then that would be a good place to buy games for a living. And a whale I know who got into games for a living at seed stage has sold off all his games for a living. So it could be the case that he's anticipating a big sell-off. And be able to get back into it, get back into it, and make the multipliers again. So yeah, games for a living just looks super duper promising. I really love the whole look and feel of it. It looks high quality. They've got high quality team members. It's a very, very low market cap. Even now, I got into it at, I want to say 5 million, 3 to 5 million in market cap, and it's still very, very low at 16 million, and it's high quality. High quality Soccer Legends and Jump Pump. But these are the 2. This one's going to be coming out soon, and this one's already out. I've already got websites. Amazing. So yeah, so this one looks, of all the gaming ecosystems, there's quite a few games developers. This one I feel is the most promising. Launchpad. You've seen all of the mainstay launchpads. DAOmaker, Seedify, Polkastarter. They are like your big names in launchpads. And now I'm going to deliver one to you which is high risk, very high reward, and that is MetaVPad. MetaVPad, I imagine, is going to come back down to under its old IDO price and potentially not necessarily go to $1 and make 1,000x, but there is the potential for that. If metaverse, gaming, and games devs are going to be big narratives next time, that's going to directly impact MetaVPad. So this is purely metaverse and gaming. Purely metaverse and gaming. So these 2 mega narratives is what MetaVPad will concentrate on. So not only will MetaVPad be good for getting into early stage metaverse plays, gaming plays, but also getting into other main launch pads that are going to launch. So for instance, particularly there could be a base pad, there could be a ICP pad, there could be a SWE and an Aptos pad, and those will come out of Bluezilla, and the way to get into them will probably be via MetaVPad AI pad. So it's got 2 benefits. One, to get into the actual early stage projects of the niches they were designed for, but also to get into main launch pads that are going to be launching. And MetaVPad has already been pivotal for the newest projects that have come out of Bluezilla. So I imagine it will be for other blockchains that they're developing launchpads for. So very high risk, but like I said, when AIPad came out, MetaVPad went up 20x. So MetaVPad was seen as the cheapest, lowest market cap, and that is what did super well. Again, if we have a look at watchlist rankings, and we look via value per watchlist, MetaVPad's second. For the market cap, which is 606,000. It's not even a million market cap. With that many people on its watch list, that's $16 per watchlist putter. Whatever. Watchlist maker. So MetaVPad, I think, has potentially strong pumpamentals. And I imagine in the next bull market, Bluezilla will come out like fucking Red Rum in a horse race. It'll just be looking to get to that finish line straight away, looking to get those 100,000 X's. DeSo, you'll know this one. I've already presented this one. It is Tacky. Tacky is a social network on Solana. It is basically, at this point anyway, a Twitter replica. Now, Tacky was invested in by Coinbase Ventures, Solana Ventures, Kraken, Huobi, OKX, Gemini, unfortunately FTX and Alameda, and yet they are only on OKX and Gate, really. So they haven't even utilized. They're not even on Coinbase, Kraken, Huobi yet. So there's potential for more listings down the line. This has been actually in the last few months going sideways. It doesn't get dumped. So it means that obviously the people that are invested currently are sticking with it. And if the DeSo narrative comes up, again, 4 million, it's got potential to absolutely blow the roof off. And I've used Tacky. I love it. I do think there's a lot of room for improvement, but a bull market is the time to make those improvements, because every improvement is going to systematically make the price go up. And again, Solana play as well. If Solana is the Ethereum of the last cycle, then Solana-based cryptos could have a mega narrative too. Storage. This one is a high risk, high reward one, and it is Crust Network. Crust Network, my God, Crust Network is like 300x down from its all-time high of like $200, and now it's what, 60 cents? Now, Crust Network is a storage solution that was built on Polkadot. And it had a mega bull run last time. But there wasn't actually a storage narrative last time. This went up because of the Polkadot narrative. And people were really, really bullish on anything that was coming out of Polkadot. But Crust has now retraced pretty much every single aspect of that pump. And now is almost ready for a return. It's on 153,000 watch lists. 8 million in market cap, 570 rank in volume. Considering there's 26,000 cryptocurrencies ranked by volume, this is within the top 500, amongst the 500. So look, it's all-time high. It's all-time high, $180, and now it's 60 cents. Unbelievable. Now, I think this is worth going into at 20 cents. Lose another 60% of its value, go in at 20 cents. And, if this went to $200 again, that'd be 1,000x. I don't think it's going to necessarily, but there's a big community in Crust Network. And I imagine that they are going to be holding and providing a fantastic foundation. And then there's going to be new people coming into it if there is a storage narrative. And this could really blow the roof off. Remember, just to get to its old all-time high, presently it's 300x. If it goes down to 20 cents, that's a potential 1,000x. Base blockchain, I have no actual DEGEN play. I imagine that Bluezilla's going to come out with Basepad. And then that would be the one to get into. They haven't yet, and I haven't heard them say anything about it yet, but I think that it is I think there is potential. I think this is probably, if anything's going to come out of Bluezilla next time, it's going to be Basepad, because they front ran the interest in Binance Smart Chain with BSC Pad, and that made a 400x. So Basepad, I think, is probably going to be their next pick. If I was to predict, it'd probably be Basepad. So if that comes out, it's not presently, it's an idea at this point. I think if they were to bring that out, that would probably be the best DEGEN play, but it doesn't exist. Because at this point, there's nothing really on base blockchain. There's a game called Prime, but I think it's overvalued at this point. So for me, I'd be waiting for one, and that'd be Basepad. For Cardano blockchain, this is the day of Bluezilla. AdaPad is what I would go for, because AdaPad did a mega pump in the last bull market. Look at that, 382x. And its IDO price was 0.003. And now I would be looking to get into AdaPad at half that. Half that. So, again, in the last bull market, Cardano didn't have a brilliant bull market. It had a decent bull market, but it had like Gero Wallet, Card Wallet, Spores, Ridotto, Peribius. It didn't have many offerings. It didn't have many projects. Next time, it's going to be a full bottom to top trajectory for Cardano to have new projects. And that's where I think AdaPad could make a return. And presently, it's, 1,424 rank. So this would make it potentially around about the same if everything goes down equally. But yeah, AdaPad, I also think could have mega hits this year. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the highest risk but highest reward. Because looking at all the others, I just think this one has the strongest likelihood of because it's a launch pad as well, of making a mega resurgence in the next bull market. Identity, I have got Kilt Protocol. Kilt Protocol was born out of Polkadot, and it's an identity play. Essentially, it is a way of being able to have your biometric data linked to your blockchain data. So let's say, for instance, real world usage of this would be if you were at an airport and you're wanting to prove who you are and you don't have a passport, or I move into a passportless society and all your passport data is on the blockchain. Well, all you need to do is just kind of put your thumb on a thumbprint reader, and it will say, yes, this is whoever on the blockchain. This is their nationality. This is whatever, their date of birth, their blockchain number, ID, blah, 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 blah. And then they let you through. So if we're looking at a documentless, paperless, blockchain-based, society moving forward in terms of identity, if that ever was to happen, Kilt actually provides the solution for that. Now, Kilt is a very low market cap play. If you compare it to like the likes of WorldCoin, which is in the hundreds of millions, this is 12 million. And the thing is that Kilt has already got decent partnerships. So they have partnered with Deloitte, which is a big, one of the big four auditors in finance, and they are utilizing Kilt for KYC. You know your customer, blah, 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 blah. And they've also got other partners as well, but Deloitte, I would say, is one of the biggest. So again, very high risk. It's an extremely low market cap, 12 million. Obviously, the volume is shit. It's utterly terrible. But I would say Identity has never, ever, ever had a narrative, right? WorldCoin is the closest thing that has been an identity narrative. And I think only now does Kilt have potential in the next market. If there's an identity bull could do extremely well from its 12 million market cap, because, as I said, versus WorldCoin versus Space ID, it's virtually nowhere. It's also nowhere in terms of where it's listed as well. And a mere listing can make this absolutely pump. And then lastly, for DAG, it's a cryptocurrency called Shimmer. Now, there's not many cryptocurrencies in DAG, right? So this, to me, is the highest risk of all. So Shimmer is a layer 1 that was built with IOTA's layer 0. So IOTA is a layer 0 for DAG infrastructures, and Shimmer is a layer 1 built on top of IOTA. So instead of getting into IOTA, which is 2017 and before, play, so it's very aged, Shimmer is a newer cryptocurrency. And it's presently ranked 244 in terms of market cap. And I believe it's going to go down to 2 cents. And again, it's just a lightweight blockchain for financial transactions and decentralized apps. It's got smart contracts. So unlike, IOTA, this one is like the moonbeam of IOTA, I suppose. So this one is, in my opinion, I've heard no one talk about Shimmer, but it does have decent volume. Okay, maybe it doesn't have decent volume. All right, take that back. It may have decent volume in the future, but it's certainly the lowest cap in terms of DAG infrastructure. So if we have a look at LF0, which is not far ahead of it in terms of market cap, this is double. So Shimmer, as I said, not many people talk about Shimmer. It's on 8,500 watch lists. So it could be that new cryptocurrency that isn't under many people's radar, that could go under people's radar in the next bull market, or it could simply just go to zero. I'm not personally going to invest in Shimmer, if I'm honest with you. But I do think that this could do well in the next bull market. Just simply on the basis of being a DAG play, and that Hedera and Phantom are aged cryptocurrencies, did extremely well last bull market. So there we are, people. Those are your DEGEN plays. Which amongst this lot is your favourite? Let me know right now in the chat. God, people just don't learn, do they? Like, it actually will make no difference. Spamming it actually just makes me just delete you on the channel, and I just don't listen anyway. So kind of what was the point in the end? It's just idiotic. Okay, so there's a few super chats. So let me just check these out. So from Stefan Nestor, thank you very much for the 38. Again, you need to tell me what that currency is, because I don't know what it is. But if you should choose between these 5: Solana, Optimism, Veracity, Sandbox, Dogechain versus Arbitrum, Aptos, Moonbeam, Gala, Sunday Swap. Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough. What I will say is Solana, Veracity, Sandbox are aged coins, whereas in the other list, Gala is the only one that's an aged coin. The rest of them are new. So part of me says the second group, Arbitrum, Aptos, Moonbeam, Gala, Sunday Swap. Yeah, that's what I would go with. But that's higher risk, in my opinion. I do like Veracity a lot, but I would definitely go with the second list. If I was to look at what have I invested in so far and how much, I would say the second list is where I've invested more money. So that's what I would go with. But thank you for the question. I love those questions, Stefan. Milan, thoughts on Vela potential? Can it go over $50? It could. It's high risk, though. Like I said, it's high risk. It could, but I would say that would be best case scenario. But it could. Yeah, it could. Not saying it can't. You know, GMX will probably just rocket ship to Valhalla in the next bull market, and that could take Vela with it. Because people will be like, oh, GMX too high, Vela, it's got better functionality for a decentralized Arbitrum-based exchange. So it may happen. I would say I do like Vela. I love the price it's going to. But yeah, for some reason, Vela annoyed a lot of its community, apparently. I don't know why. We have a look on Arbiscan. 23,000 hodlers for 10 million. That's like $230 per hodler. And if we have a look at... So 23,000 hodlers. If we have a look at GMX... I mean, GMX should have a shit ton more. Bear with me. Yeah, GMX has 10x. But it's 10x in value. So it just shows you that Vela is a high-risk, high-reward version of GMX that could actually garner a lot of support. Let me just have a look. No, I was looking for something like this to see how hodlers have changed over time. I can't really do that here. But I swear that Vela had way more hodlers before. Money DLT. Hey Super, can you research Bullfrog? It's like the Shiba Inu to Pepe. They released their flagship game Call of Meme. If you played Halo, you might like Bullfrog. I actually like the name Bullfrog. I've got to be honest. If you love I know you love Moonbeam, but what do you think of Tenet? I actually really like Tenet. And if I was to pick, if I was to add another one on here, I would probably add Tenet to DeFi, because Tenet is basically liquid staking, which is a new version of DeFi, basically. So I like it. It's basically, you don't time lock, you can move in and out of it, but stake and get the same benefit. So I do like Tenet. And I had an opportunity to get into Tenet at an early stage, and I said no. Let me just have a quick look at Bullfrog then. Apparently on CoinGecko. It's not there. It's not there. Like, it's providing a thingy-majiggy, but it's not there. Oh, wait a minute. It was this one then. 65,000 trading volume, fully diluted value 462. Got up 34% in the last day. Om 270 hodlers. Like, come on. This is not the Shiba Inu to Pepe. It looks alright, actually. It looks okay, to be fair. But I don't know. There's too many plays like this. It's like, the only way to show me confidence that this is a worthwhile investment is to show some form of, you know, metrics in terms of trading volume, you know, and but it is very new, to be fair. But I think that there's too much hyperbole in what it is like the Shiba Inu to Pepe. It's not. Gomo, thank you very much for the $5. I really appreciate that. And Aircare47, AK Crypto, thank you very much for your contribution too. So let me just see what you guys said. What your favourites were. Zen Glimmer, Pulse Chain, Iron, Atlas, Games for a Living. Abdo AI, I do like that. And it's got decent holders, amounts of hodlers entering. Star Atlas, Zen. Star Atlas, Sunday Swap, Games for a Living. Great content, Mr. Suppo, the great. Could you please give me your thoughts on how much investment needed for each category to reach 1 million goal? I mean, how you've got to see it is, is there is depending on how low value it is. So, for instance, Wojak's 5 million, Meta VPAD is like what 600,000. Degens have the potential to deliver 1,000x. Not all of them necessarily, but some do have that potential. High risk, 500x. Mid risk, 200x. Lower risk, 50 to 100x. On a best case scenario. All right. So it's really up to you and what you like, what narratives you believe in. Because these are predicted narratives. It's what I believe is going to come up. But if you're in my DCA group, you already see what I believe in. So, it's what I would say is that you need less money in these categories to make 1 million. But what you put in could go to 0. And then here you need more money. So here you will need $10,000. Here you'll need, 2,000, 1,000. Here you'll need 1,000. Here you'll probably need 100. So that's how I would see it, and that's how I would play it. The higher the risk, the lower the amount I would invest. About Coco, I mean, that's gambling narrative. That doesn't really fit into this. Okay, I gotta make a move now. God. How long have I been on live? 2 hours 10. Jesus. So, people, thank you very much for coming in. And say bye on the way out so I can just say bye to you. And then next time we can have more of a chat, as it were. So, what are your thoughts on Aurora? Have a quick look. Metrics look shit so far. It's on a few chains. To me, it just looks like one of 1,000 that look the same. So I can't see anything. 17% totally in circulation. So I don't see anything. I don't see anything special about it. And at the end of the day, that's what it needs to be. Let me just have a quick look, because when you're talking about 27,000 cryptocurrencies, you need to have something good about you. Solana Ventures and American Brands. Okay. Okay, well that kind of adds a bit. But I mean, I was investing with these guys a lot in the last bull market, and I can tell you that most of them had a poor performance. So I don't know, it could go up on speculation, but to me it's not very strong. Okay, so So I'll say bye to you guys now. So Baz, David, Danielle, Dejan, Lewis, Safar, Roger. Do you think Casper will be going down much? Seems to be going up. Just let the recession come in, is what I'd say. Or don't bother, in my opinion. Zano, God, High Lux Level, Raymond Somo, Lobs, Cache, Burkan, Patrick Power, David Curtis, Lindsay, Sanjay, Zamir, Papi Czech, Matt Zanoble, Zazpo, Patrick Stock, Gigi, Fernando Flores, JP, B Davis, M Batavirus, Tommy K, Jim G, M Fam, Mr. A Tate, Igo, Bogdan M, Bertie B, Pipley Otter, Money DLT, Cuckoos in an SBWS, Lionel, Mersan, Roy, Hourglass, Peter, Flush 100X, 7 Circles, Lizette, Joe Bars, Zano Music, Crypto Tainer, Jules, Rodney, John Lynn, MVPs, Chow Wanakorn, Big Boss Razza, Erlene, Gonzalo, Janet, Stefan Nestle. In the end, that it's likely that recession is coming. And on this one, I'm with you. It's an excellent call. I'm happy I stick with you from the beginning and loyal to your perspective. Cheers. Stefan, thank you. I appreciate it. You are a legend, and you have given quite a few of the donations. So,
We're not worthy.
and you
Certain
definitely
rules
get.
you have to follow, and then you're fine.
what?
Well, you have to be liquid.
Thank you very much, Stefan. I appreciate it. Bully Bulldog, Sports Berserk, Steve Agben, Alan, Orel, Sea Dreamer, Marcin, Diamond Black, Samuel, Dow. Do you invest in stocks or cryptos? Just cryptos. I Am Love, Islam, Charles. Thank you, people, all for turning up today. I hope you really appreciated and enjoyed the DEGEN, the narrative plays, from low risk to DEGEN risk. And let me know in the comments after this video what you're loving. And I'll see you next time, people. Thank you all for turning up. Ellen, Priest, Charles, AK47, Seven Circles, Sports Berserk, Crypto and Share with Daruv. And I will see you of the next time, people. It is lights out.